Hi everyone, this is Stephanie and this is Stephanie Builds Wealth. Welcome back if you've been here before, welcome if you're new. On this channel, I am documenting at 40 years old, starting over yet again, my journey coming from low paying income to high income, back down to low income with the active efforts of going back to a high paying income job. And I'm using the skills that I have been training in for psychology to understand behavioral analysis and pattern recognition, to understand why we have the relationship we do with money, why we feel the way that we do, and how our childhood with those, I want to say subconscious, conscious money stories and identities affect us as young adults and adults. So if that's something that you're interested in, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post new videos and share information with you. That being said, we are going to start with February and we are going to do a savings update. I am so incredibly grateful that I'm actually able to do this with you because 3 months ago that was just not possible. So showing proof that this does work. It again, depending on your financial situation, where you're at, it may take a little longer, it may take less, but this has been something that has been over 4 years in the making. So persistence pays off. And if nothing else in life, consistency really is the only thing that matters. And you can use consistency as a trajectory to move forward in life or stay behind and get farther behind. I choose to use consistency as something productive and help me move forward in life. So for February's NLP mantra, neuro-linguistic programming, we are going to have money loves me, money finds me, and money trusts me. And I feel like that last one is a very powerful statement because I feel that a lot of us, whether you have an immigrant background like I do, I'm first generation American, my parents immigrated from this country from the Middle East and from Mexico. So I feel like this is a really powerful message because a lot of us were raised in very tight financial situations where money wasn't talked about, money was visibly tight, and we're realizing as adults that maybe we're understanding that maybe we don't trust money. Maybe money doesn't trust us. Maybe money doesn't love me. Maybe money doesn't find me. When it does, it's a negative thing. So again, as January is one, it took quite a bit of time for me to reprogram my thought process and my approach to this. And when I say this out loud and when I share this with people, I feel in my body, if I drop out of my head into my body, how do I feel about this? And I feel very powerful. I feel very inspired. I feel very happy, very positive sensations and feelings in my body, which into the mind make those things real, right? So let's go ahead and get started for February. I'm gonna go ahead and take out some trackers. We'll fill these out at the end and put those here. Hi, Squeaker. And Squeaks is gonna be down here helping us today. Okay, so this is my old sinking funds for January. This is my new one for February. So let's go ahead and update that. I'm gonna put that over here off screen just so I can reference that. Okay. And as I had mentioned before, I had a few sinking funds when I first started to set this up in December for January and realized with my financials, my current financial obligations and situation that I just mathematically, it is not possible to give to all of these categories, but I have found ways that I can give to these. So it wasn't a complete wash. I was able to do something. And if you ever read the book, Atomic Habits, it's 1% better every day, right? So a little bit of something is better than a little bit of nothing, compounded over time, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and fill this out. Let's see, month of, see if I spell this right, 2024. It's already February. Wow, that's wild. There's so many thoughts on that. So sinking funds. We're gonna do emergency fund. Now I know that there is a lot of talk that we want to keep it at $1,000 a month. Personally, where we are as a country with our economy and inflation, my personal opinions, $1,000 is nothing. What was good for $1,000 maybe 6 years ago is not gonna touch much nowadays. And with the economy going the way that it is, and by next year there's going to be even more inflation, so I don't feel comfortable having $1,000. Also, to add, from my personal experience, having gone through job insecurity for the 3 years during COVID, $1,000 did not help me. My monthly expenses are about $3,500. That is with me taking care of all of my housing financial obligations, my utilities, my day-to-day, taking care of 3 pets, my 2 cats and my parents' cat, helping my parents out when they need it. They are retired, they are in fixed income. So I have, I would say, reasonable costs with modest living. And I feel like I'm hanging in there pretty well with inflation and our dollar being valued less than what it was. So from my experience, when I was going through those 3 years of instability, I thought, okay, well, I've got that $1,000. I'm doing really well. And as the months went on, I realized that $1,000 isn't going to do anything. So that's when I made the personal choice to make my emergency fund the value of 1 month's worth of expenses and a little extra, because we all know that groceries and gas can go up overnight and we don't want to be short on things that are necessities in our life, right? So for me, my 1 month, my emergency fund is going to be the value of what my bills and expenses would be for 1 month. And then I have my 3-month fund, which is a separate matter. So for me, comfortably, I want to have $3,500. My goal date, I'm gonna put down ASAP just to get that pre-programming into my mind and my subconscious. I was able to add a couple bucks to this throughout the month. So let's see. I had it, no sound please. So I need to try not to put my face into the video. All right, 9269, 57, 859. Okay, I was able to contribute during the course of January $35.01 for a new balance starting February of $92.69. Most unexpectedly, it was $57.59. My car registration, Amazon Prime, and Public Service. Hi, Squeak. Come, babies. Come. Okay. Car registration, sinking fund goal is 3/31. Date, this has to be done by June 2024. And I was able to add the $33, which is paycheck appropriate. I have this set up, like these are non-negotiables. If I have to cut from miscellaneous spending or not be able to put as much towards the emergency fund, I have to take care of this, because if I don't cover these expenses that are for sure guaranteed coming up, I will go back into debt. And then I won't be able to put anything into any category because I'll just be paying off more debt. So $33 was added. This brings the total to 100. Okay, and I think it's like 1 cent with the random change that was in there. Amazon Prime, the goal is 140 by December. I'm taking things out very slowly because, again, until I am able to switch up for a higher paying position and start generating income with YouTube and putting it towards tackling this bear, like the debt bear, to free up more liquid money, I have to make these goals realistic. And I want to talk about that in a moment. It is really critical to have realistic expectations for your budget and your current season in life. So Amazon Prime, this is by December 2024, additional $5 for a balance of $15.01. Republic Service is going to be $54 every quarter. We did pay January. We're now saving up for March. So this is by, April 2024, added $17.33 for the balance of $34.74. Now, what I want to touch base on is when we are trying to educate ourselves and improve our financial situation, it's very tempting to have really lofty goals. And I know there's this, if you can envision it and visualize it, you can make it happen. Well, yes and no. You can't just blindly make goals or do vision boards and have no action behind it and have no plan. If you just decide to throw out arbitrary numbers just out of the drop of a hat, or because you heard your mom and dad say it before, like this was a good number to have for this sinking fund or budget, without applying it to where your realistic finances are in this season of your life, because we all know that job changes. I can attest to that. For the past 3 years, just because I thought something was a good opportunity, I had many times I was humbled over 3 years. I was laid off repeatedly. I was hired at places where I was told I'd be making full-time hours and I'd only work the entire month, maybe 30 hours. So we have to be realistic when we are doing our monthly budget with the categories that we're doing, with the groceries where we're at, wherever you live. The groceries in one part of the country will be different from another part of the country, even though you're getting the same chicken, the same apples, doesn't matter, okay? Same thing with our debt payoff strategy and our savings strategies. You need to make realistic goals, and you need to be able to fund them in a realistic way where it's not going to take away from your liquid money you have, and then you end up having to go back and take from your sinking funds because you don't have enough to cover your expenses because you were not being honest with yourself about what you are capable of in this season of your life with your current financial situation. Now, I have been having a very hard time funding my emergency fund because my finances are so tight, and my raise this year was a very disappointing 2%. I was very shocked by that. Everybody else I know got raises between 5 and 9%. So I'm having to look for another place of employment that will actually pay me a livable wage and will give me something for a bonus structure or any opportunity to get a higher income for my annual reviews and give me opportunity to grow with the company. I have since discovered that I don't have that option where I'm at now. So I say this because you can only save and invest what you make. You cannot be wishy-washy and think, oh, well, it'll just work out. How is that going to work out though? Do you have a concrete plan what are you doing to make that happen? I know that I'm actively learning new skill sets and taking courses, I'm getting books, and I'm teaching myself new things or reinforcing the skills I do have so that when it comes time for interviews at higher paying jobs, I can make that happen. I'm not just sitting around on the couch playing, scrolling Instagram or YouTube, because I'm not really on Instagram, but I'm not on social media or the internet just watching mindless videos. Everything I do has purpose. So I know that currently this is my realistic financial savings ability. I do not have any more money to stretch than what I can give here. Now I want to say most of December and January, I was not able to give even $1 to my emergency fund because I had to make the choice. Do I put money into my emergency fund for a theoretical emergency, or do I put money into my sinking funds that I know for sure are happening? I cannot change these things. I need to have a car. I need to have my sewer taken care of. My Amazon Prime is a massive tool right now to help me find household items, pet care items, food at a rate, because instead of having to spend hours online comparing and contrasting how much this item costs between Target and Walmart and Smith's, I can just go to Amazon, type in trash bags, type in laundry detergent, and it will compare everything for me. It saves so much time. So I need to have this, because if I know I need to get more cat litter, I don't want to drive around town, see if I can find deals online, search for coupons. I can just go to Amazon, type in the type of cat litter that I want, and it will show me a list of different pricing for the cat litter that I need. Huge time saver. So I know I need these things. I know I need cat food. I know I need litter. I know I need cleaning supplies. These, with realistically the money that I have to put into savings, I know I have to fund these. So that means that my emergency fund is going to have to take a hit. Now let's talk about that. Because of the job insecurity and the financial insecurity that I've experienced over the past 3 years, does this bother me? Of course it does. Anyone who says to you that they don't have a concern about not having an emergency fund, they're lying to you. It's just a lie. It is human nature to seek out safety and security and shelter. And if you do not have the funds to cover an emergency, you do not have safety. And it doesn't feel good to know that you have to put that on debt, on a credit card, and go back into debt or go into more debt. So do I wish that I had more income to give to this? Of course I do. Who doesn't wish they had more money to allocate to their savings and their investment goals, right? But again, realistically, this is what I'm able to squeeze out of the money that I do get. And I am actively doing things to make sure that I can position myself so when the opportunity comes for a higher paying job with my skill set, I can have a higher chance of being able to sign on with that company. And then when I do that, this will all change drastically. So I'm very excited about this. Everything looks like I'm on track to be able to have enough money for my car registration, to renew my Prime membership, take care of public services. And I am actively working, if I sell things online on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp or something, I'm able to put a little bit of money in here, and again, a little bit is better than nothing. Okay. A little bit over time is better than nothing over time. So that is going to be the update balances for my sinking funds. Very excited. And we are going to go ahead and update my trackers. So car registration, yes, that was filled out. And Prime, that was being able to take care of. For public services, yes. So that is pretty fun. I like doing that. I mean, who doesn't, right? It's fun. Money it has a lot of feelings for a lot of people, whether you're wealthy or not, right? There's a lot of emotional feelings to money. And when you can do things that make yourself happy and you see that your efforts are being paid off, like that feels great. So this is going to be the investments tracker for February. For retirement. And again, you can only save and invest what you make. If you're wanting to invest and save an extra $5,000 a year, that has to already be coming from your income. You can't just hope and pray that you're going to somehow scrounge up $5,000 throughout the year, because consistency is what makes the most powerful moves in life, right? So currently, I am excited to share something with you though here, also with my investments, not just with my sinking funds and saving trackers, but with my investments. So for retirement, And did I really have to sit down and have a conversation with Source about this and really be intentional and pray about this? Because I wasn't sure if I could do it. I was not sure. So I was able to change my monthly contributions from 2% to 3%. That might not seem much, but dollar-wise, it's a big deal. And the fact that I'm as tight as I am and I'm able to give even 1% more to my retirement, huge. I think it went from being $52 a paycheck to $78 a paycheck at 3%. And my company that I'm at currently matches up to 6%. So there's still 3% of free money on the table. Again, until I'm able to free up some liquid money by paying down some debts, I'm not able to make that bump up to the other 3%. However, there are no small wins. And the fact that I was able to go from 2% to 3% within literally 30 days of January to February, and still be able to take care of my sinking funds and take care of my daily responsibilities, huge. I'm in some budgeting groups, and almost every single post I see, there are people who are posting, it's a little win, it's not much, but I did this. Stop saying that. You are reinforcing that thought process in your mind that what you're doing is not valuable. You are making yourself small because you have insecurities about money, you have insecurities about being successful, you have insecurities about congratulating yourself when you've done the work to get that result. We do not do this on this channel. There is no such thing as a small win. You are not making yourself small to make anybody else feel better. How people feel about their own situation is their responsibility. I make no apologies for the things that I do, and when I have a win and I share it. And if people have, negative responses to that, that is their own internal stimuli. It has nothing to do with me. I'm staying in my lane and I'm doing my thing. That's it. And I really hope that if nothing else, you take that message from these videos, that stop making yourself small. It's just a little win. It's just $5. Stop. It's a big win. The amount of time and resources it takes to be able to get that little win needs to be celebrated. And we live in a country that loves shaming people for having lack of financial education or resources. I just do not support that. I never will. So let's see, the updated stocks. Now, I was putting the value of my stocks on here, but I have since stopped that and I have reset up my stocks account. It was normally just reinvesting the dividends back into buying more of the same stock. I have since stopped that and I have turned off the reinvestment option, and now I'm just letting the account build up with the dividends that I get, I think, every quarter. So that went, I think, from, it was $1.33 last time to, let's see, dividends, it was $2.31. And, we laugh, but again, over time, compounding effect can either work in your favor or work against you. And I would rather this work in my favor over the course of the next 20 years, okay? So let's see. Last month, my retirement was at $32.10. And now, as of February 2nd, it is at $3,555 for retirement. Fantastic. Yay. Okay. All right. So that is the update for my savings and my investments tracker. I really appreciate you spending your time with me and sharing some of your day with me. I know we're all very busy and we've got a lot on our plates. I just want you to know that I'm rooting for you. I see the efforts you're making, and there's no such thing as small wins. What we do has value. the efforts we make has value, and we need to be recognized for the efforts that we're doing, and the fact that we're doing the best that we can with the information we have to do better, and share that. So thank you so much. I will see you on the next video. Bye.